Hello and welcome to this June 22nd, 2020 edition of Let's Do Lunch, a devotional ministry of First United Methodist Church in West Monroe, Louisiana. Thank you for taking time to join us. I'm Lamar Oliver, pastor of First United Methodist Church. Our hope and prayer is these few brief moments of coming up for air, no matter your location or your circumstance, will bless you and renew your spirit. One of the great treasures of the household which I was raised in was our collection of encyclopedias. Not just the base set, but also the annual updates that came with new discoveries, corrections to previous editions, and all sorts of other cool things. I remember not only going to it for reference, but also just to burn time reading through them. A whole afternoon could pass as I discovered a whole new world just rolling through those pages. I've thought of those encyclopedias over the years as I still marvel at the reality that exponentially more information than was contained in them is available now on the phone in my pocket. And yet, no matter how much information may be available to us, there are things we cannot learn from reference materials, things given to us by God alone. To help us in this conversation, let us hear from the psalmist as recorded in Psalm 86, verses 11 through 13, which are as follows. I'll be reading today from the Common English Bible. Teach me your way, Lord, so that I can walk in your truth. Make my heart focused only on honoring your name. I give thanks to you, my Lord, my God, with all my heart, and I will glorify your name forever, because your faithful love toward me is awesome, and because you've rescued my life from the lowest part of hell. May God add divine blessing to the reading and hearing of this sacred word. Notice the psalmist's desire for the Lord to instruct them so as to help them walk in the truth of the Lord. The desire for God's teaching is not about helping them know more than another, nor to help their sense of having more knowledge than another. No, indeed. The psalmist is desiring God's teaching so that they may be a faithful follower. Why this has struck me today is the desire not to have their own beliefs affirmed, nor is it about debunking the beliefs of another. Indeed, the desire is to walk in the truth of the Lord. Verses like this make our faith journey fun in that they force us to deal with our motivations for wanting to have God's truth within us. I wonder if sometimes our pleas for more might be more faithful if we honestly and openly examined why it is we are, if indeed we are, so desperate for this hope. Additionally, let us not overlook the understanding the psalmist has about how their heart might be focused only on honoring God's name. This will come about not because of something from within humanity's capacity for knowledge and emotions. Indeed, it will come only from God's work in them. How might we be changed if we opened ourselves to the possibility that our transformation is a result of God's work within us rather than our efforts? Maybe then we could take some pressure off ourselves to have to achieve this reality and instead focus on how we might allow God's work to be done in us. Finally, let us note the psalmist concludes this portion of the text with the rationale behind their attitude and plea. The psalmist roots all of this by recounting the reality of God's faithful love toward them and recognizing that God has rescued them from the lowest part of hell. What transformational work might happen in our lives if we allowed ourselves to focus more on how much God has blessed us over the years rather than focus on what hasn't happened. Earlier, I mentioned my love of the encyclopedia and how I learned so much about many things through those pages and those times of going through it. What might be possible if we dove into God's grace, peace, mercy, and love with the same energy and possibility of wonder that a child might flip through a treasured book? The psalmist had a simple plea for the Lord to teach him the Lord's way and to focus their heart only on the Lord. May we echo this simple plea. And now, dear friends, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the good Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the good Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. Now, before we go, please take a moment to like and share this video with your network, either on YouTube or Facebook. And visit fumcwm.live, where you can subscribe to our YouTube feed and not miss any of our video content. Go in peace.